Sophie Stefan here, and welcome back to another episode of Offbeat Black Girl Podcast. And as you can see, ta-da, I have two very special guests with me today. I have, of course, my favorite person, my little sister, and the newest member to our family, Baby Hero. And it just so happens that we're talking about some mom stuff today. So it's so appropriate for him to be here. So everybody say hello to my little sister.
Hello, everyone.
That's her professional voice. All right, so we're going to get right into it. So today we're talking about carving out time to be selfish. And as you can see, we are very chill today. We got the hat, we got the messy buns going on, and we're just chilling. So grab you a cup of coffee. It's early. Grab you a glass of wine if it's late. And let's just get right into it. So again, we're talking about carving out time to be selfish, which is really hard to do when you're a mom, right?
Very hard. Yes.
Look at us today. Look, we're trying to record our little episode, and look at somebody over here taking up all of the attention, right? So as a mom, it's really difficult to try to find time for you to be selfish and not feel guilty about it. Being able to do things just for you and not feel bad. I think that mom guilt is really what it is.
Yep.
Finding the time and then not having that nagging feeling like you're the worst mom on the entire planet.
Right. How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you take out time for yourself?
Okay.
So that's kind of what we're getting into today. We're going to talk about why it's important for your mental and physical health to take out time for yourself. We're also going to talk about, how to not feel guilty about that time that you take out for yourself and what are some things you can do if you don't have any idea how to make that time. So, sister, tell me about your experience with being selfish, being able to take out time for yourself, or maybe what it feels like when you don't get to do it.
Let's start with what it feels like when I don't get to do it. Because I feel like that happens more often than the actual moments of being selfish or even just, being myself. I would say that. So not being able to can be overwhelming. I have 3 kids, you got 3 kids, and we both have significant others in our lives, and we have full-time jobs. We got to keep the house clean. Everybody needs clean underwear. Everybody needs a towel to dry off and to get in the shower. And people like to eat, so we need to feed them. So even if we're not cookers, we have to go grocery shopping. So there's so many layers and so many things to do that are a necessary thing. They're essential things. So finding time for yourself is usually either non-existent or it's probably a 15-minute shower to yourself, and that 15 minutes really is more like 5 minutes because I have a toddler that will stand outside the shower and just wait for me to come out. So yeah, when it doesn't happen, it's pretty painful. It didn't happen. You lay up in the bed, you look up at the ceiling, you think about, dang, I did a lot of stuff today for everybody but me.
Everybody but you. It's like we're always like the last person on the list. Like, let me make sure my boo good. Let me make sure the kids good. Let me make sure this is taken care of and this is done in the house. And then when all that stuff is done, I'm going to take this little piece of time for me. But there's plenty of studies from psychologists and psychiatrists that talk about how it's appropriate for you to need time to yourself. Like it affects your mental and your physical health. Is necessary for you to have that time. And when you don't get it, it's sucky, right? It's sucky.
Yeah. And it's a difference in yourself too. When you don't have time for yourself, it almost makes the moments that you have to have more painful to a certain extent because you know that you're not getting poured into. You're not, checking those boxes for yourself emotionally, mentally, even physically, even if it's something to take care of your body. It can be, very hard to check the normal boxes when you're not taking care of yourself.
Right. And I remember, it might have been mom that said this, but she was like, you can't take care of yourself you can't take care of others
Yeah.
until you take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true. Like, if you down here beaten down and raggedy and tired and exhausted, you don't have anything to give other people.
Yeah.
And that's hard. You trying to, like they say, pour from an empty cup.
Yep.
I ain't trying to pour from an empty cup.
Right.
If my cup is a little full, I got a little bit for you, a little bit for you, a little bit for you, some for me. But if I'm drained and tired all the time, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I think I came across, I don't know who said it, but even with the whole cup thing, we pour into everyone, our children, our jobs, our house, our mates. But this lady, and I feel like, I know once I see the video again, it'll make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it was talking about not pouring, only giving what pours over.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping yourself full, keeping yourself first. Because we always think, okay, I got a cup, I got enough ounces here, enough ounces there. When you realize, you look back at it, there's nothing for you to take in. But you need to keep yourself full at all times. Because if you don't keep yourself full, then you're not going to be able to give to other people. You give them what pours over. You give them the parts that you don't need. Yes. Yes.
I like that better.
Yeah.
I like it better than what I said. Mm-hmm. Yeah, give them what's flowing over. Give them the overflow. Give them the extra.
Yes,
give them the extra. That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah. It's almost like get enough sleep at night so that you can be productive in the morning. Mm-hmm. It's like, better planning your day or doing something nice for yourself so you're in a good mood. So when your mate comes home, then, hey, you know what? I'm feeling better. I'm feeling good. I'm happy, things like that. Hey, or even if you had to cook dinner, putting into yourself is, oh man, I wanna, I wanna do some seafood tonight. That's what I want to do tonight. Mm-hmm. Versus, chicken tenders and French fries. That's pouring. That's keeping your cup full, keeping yourself happy.
I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that. A lot of times when you're not able to have time for yourself, it can bring on feelings of resentment, mm-hmm. anger, just being overwhelmed and frustrated, where you're like, sometimes you don't even be angry, but you just tense and on edge, and now you snapping at everybody. Cut that down, that's too loud, and the kid looking like, dang, I'm sorry.
You loud all the time, mommy.
Your husband looking like, I just got home. Jeez, you know what I mean? But it's because you overwhelmed. It's just like constant go, 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 go. And self-care could just be, I'm going to brush my hair today.
Yeah.
I'm going to brush my hair. I'm going to take 10 minutes to take a really good shower. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to run my bath and enjoy my bath. I'm going to drink me a glass of wine on my porch for 5 minutes just for myself. And it's really sad because a lot of the times when we're carving out time for ourselves and we're trying to be selfish, it's only for a limited amount of time. In the 24 hours, most moms, it's like, if I could get 1 hour to myself, if I get 30 minutes to myself, which in the grand scheme of things is sad.
It's not enough. There's 24 hours in the day, and you're gonna give yourself one. That's tough.
And we give our job 8 to 10 sometimes.
Yeah. Don't count the breaks and lunches because that's really not even time off. That's just mental breakdown, because that moment you're just, instead of you doing your physical job, you're mentally counting a clock. So you're not stopping work, okay? Because you're like, I gotta be back in 15 minutes. I gotta be back in 30 minutes,
Hey, it's like, it's a lot of times there are moments where we're so overworked, it's hard for us to get a real sense of joy. Mm-hmm. Even when you have those moments where you can take that break, it's hard to really 100% decompress because you got all these other things going on in your head, or what I need to do, or let me wrap this up because I got to take dinner out, or because the school bus is coming soon, or whatever else there is. And so even though those moments where you're trying to just get that peace to yourself, it's not 100% peace.
Yeah, even baby Hero takes a nap, and it's like, I'll decide, should I sleep with him or should I just go ahead and make dinner, prep dinner, or start a load of clothes, or whatever the case may be. So it's just a consistent to do all the time.
And that to-do list is never ending. It's a forever
to-do list.
Forever to-do list.
That's copy and paste itself on a daily basis. Like boom, and then whatever you didn't do, that just makes the next day even twice as
roll
more
over,
difficult.
like roll over minutes. You know,
Yeah.
roll over minutes. That's what it is. Okay, so I'll say that when I do have moments to take out time for myself, I'll watch TV sometimes because I'm constantly running and running and running that I don't have time to just like do regular people stuff.
Yeah.
Like watch TV. So I'll watch like Halloween Baking Championship or My Lottery Dream House.
Yes, HGTV. Yeah, yeah.
Or
terrible movies.
Terrible. Oh, the Killer Sofa.
Yeah.
Just you know, I like that's part of my self care. Like sitting on my couch, eating a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, with my feet next to my space heater, watching HGTV is self care for me. Like eating a box of Cheez-Its with a glass of Moscato when everybody's at school and work is self care for me. What are some things you do for self care?
I think the bath is probably like the most soothing and rewarding thing for me when it comes to healthcare. I mean self care. Jesus, because I only got 2 weeks left and I got to be at work. Because it, I don't know, it just feels like a nice hot bath. And, you know, put a little Epsom salt in there, put a little bit of oil in there, it's smelling good, you're feeling good, you're warm, I'm relaxed. I will have a little wine, Moscato, a wine cooler, whatever that may be, a shot of tequila before I get in there. Whatever it is, I think that's the most rewarding thing. It allows me to just kind of melt away for a moment. And I can hang out in the bathtub for like an hour. Like I will.
You don't want to get cold?
No, no. And if it start getting chill, I'll take a little bit out and start running some more. I'm like, I'm getting my full hour, okay? And I don't let me fall asleep, but I will pop on a movie or something because you know we got TV in the bathroom, so I'll put on a movie, Queen Latifah or something like that, watch the Equalizer, you know, whatever the case may be, and just kind of melt away and just reflect. Because a lot of times too, my day might have been rough or too full, and I want to reflect on it, and I want to figure out how tomorrow can be just a little bit more gentle on me.
I can understand that too. You know, I don't know if I fall asleep in the bathtub. I'll be
better check on me.
But I definitely, you know, taking that time to just be like, you know, no, I can't do anything for you. This is me. Don't nobody knock on this bathroom door. You let me have my time. Yeah. And then it's really like once you get that time to yourself, it's like a reset button almost. Like now I got, it's like you know, Super Mario where he eats like the mushroom or whatever. He gets like, you know, like that's really what it is. It's like this is my chance to really like and reset. And now I'm ready. I'm powered up like Mario. I'm ready to go tackle homework and quadratic formulas, which is a whole other story. You know, I'm ready to tackle whatever else is out there for me to accomplish today because I've had a chance to hit my reset button. And, you know, when you don't get that time, we talked about being overstimulated, how that's not just for kids, it's for parents too. It's for moms really are overstimulated a lot of times, and they think about it like, oh, I'm just, you know, I might be angry or I might be, you know, but really it's just you overstimulated it. And I remember seeing like an analogy or something where it's like, remember the computer you showed me of Dejios? That's what I was we had like so many tabs.
Oh my gosh, like 100 tabs at the top. I was like, you do not need all these tabs. There's no way. And I was like, these 7 are the same ones. So
like that's really like what being overstimulated is. You got too many tabs open. You know how like your phone is going slow, you can't figure out why, and then you look and you're like swiping up trying to close out all these tabs. You got so many tabs open and for every what's the matter, nephew? What's the matter?
I'm sleepy, but I'm nosy.
Oh, you sleepy and nosy. But you know, it's like having all these tabs open and you're trying to run. Your computer's going to go slow. Your phone is going to go slow. It's not going to be able to operate the way it needs to operate because it's just too much. And then your brain is trying to run all these different tabs, and the tablet the kids are on is too loud, and the dryer beeping is going off, and the TV is too loud, and your son's rapping in the background, and your husband's talking so loud to one of his homeboys, and he got the music on in the background, and it's like, stop.
Yeah. Even with Legend, he he's always leaning on me. We are either sitting right beside each other.
And that's my 4-year-old nephew, by the way.
Yes, or he's walking me someplace, or I'm doing something and he's just leaning on me. Like the constant touch, even now with baby, like between. Okay, I gotta get baby situated. And as soon as I get baby situated, then here comes Legend. And Legend's like, hey, okay, now your hands are free. So he'll do something for me, and it can be overwhelming where you're just like, oh my gosh, if somebody could just not touch me or at least give me 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stay right there.
6 feet.
Just stay a second. I know exactly what you need. You don't have to show me. I know where the bubble juice is. You don't have to direct me to that task, So all that it can be crazy too.
It's just moms get overstimulated. I can't, and for me, I don't think that I have as many moments where I'm necessarily overstimulated because my kids are a lot older. So they are not necessarily like touching me all the time or like talking to me, or they don't have like their devices. Like everybody walks around with headphones on, like I'm talking to them. Did you say something? Like I guess not.
Right.
So for that, particular mention is not exactly the same for me, but I do 100% get it because I get overstimulated at work. If I'm the only person in the lab and this person needs blood drawn and this nurse is looking for me and the x-ray tech wants to know if she needs to send somebody in to, for me, and then somebody down the hall needs something, it's just kind of like, stop, give me a minute. Give me a second. And I think the most important thing in that is two things, right? Number one, knowing that that's happening and being able to communicate that, being able to communicate that I need a moment to myself in order for me to be the best version for you and you and you and you and you. And then secondly, not feeling bad about taking that time for yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you deal with the big mom guilt, not feeling bad about taking time for yourself?
I'll say the main thing is reminding myself of how awesome I am. And
you're awesome.
Okay. And we are super women. Like we do a lot. And I appreciate my husband because anytime that if I communicate there's a gap that needs to be filled, he's gonna jump in. He sometimes he's not the most proactive. But he is like, he'll hop up in any moment. So I appreciate that piece of it. But just definitely pat myself on the back, to be able to say, you know what, today was crazy. It was overwhelming. I didn't cry. But you know what? My babies are super happy. They are fed. They are giggly. Like everybody's feeling good. I got a little bit of time to myself. I don't have to carry something over. And even if I did, I was able to make a conscious decision and say, hey, you know what? This thing does not have to happen at this moment. Pat yourself on your back. Give myself praise. Screw that. I am an awesome doggone mama. I'm a cool dang on person.
Right. And we talked about that in some previous episodes where we talked about giving yourself grace. Giving yourself that grace. Yeah. Like, you know what? I did pretty damn good today.
Yeah.
You know what? I cooked and I folded the laundry.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing to me.
Nothing.
You know what I mean? Like, and so what? I didn't get to, redoing the closet or mess with the baby.
I was hungry too.
Your baby.
Don't jack me up. Don't jack me up in front of everybody.
Not on the episode. But it's like, so what? I didn't get to, cleaning out the closets. Or, I did have planned to go grocery shopping and it didn't happen today. We got dinner.
There you go.
Giving yourself that grace. Let me ask you, as a seasoned mom, because you got a teenager too, and as a new mom, is there any advice you would give other moms? Anything that you wish you knew sooner?
Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself and your family. And just take it one day at a time.
I like that. What do you think happens when moms compare themselves to other moms?
We set goals that are just not realistic for ourselves. And I think it is more hurtful than helpful. Even with your children, if their development, or if it's certain things that they do, or certain things that how you do. I mean, I was even talking about at one point, we was talking about breastfeeding versus formula. The idea, mom is like breastfeed, breastfeed. I breastfed my second child, for over a year, and it was the hardest, most draining task I probably have ever done my entire life. And the emotional roller coaster behind having enough milk one day, not enough the next. Even when he's sleeping through the night, I'm still up pumping. The exhaustion from it is just crazy. And I made a decision this go round that, hey, you know what? As much as I would love to give my baby booby juice, I'm not gonna put that task on myself, I'm not gonna put that task on myself, because I want to be able to have somewhat of a balance, as long as it's not taking anything away from my children. So being able to just not worry about what other people are gonna say about you, not being concerned about that. You gotta make the best decisions for yourself and your family and your household. Because that's the most important thing.
Yeah, not comparing yourself to other moms, your family to other families, and not comparing your children to other children. Her child's already walking, and mine's not walking yet. And like you said, like doing what is best for you. And even if what was best for you 5 years ago might not be what's best for you now.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. And I was super freaking proud of you when you said, you know what? I don't want to breastfeed. Not now, please. Don't come for us. Don't come for me. Like, we understand the benefits of breastfeeding.
Yep.
Trust me, we are seasoned moms. We have multiple children here. We get it. The part that I was proud of is her making a decision for her.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I'm going to do this, even though it's mentally and physically exhausting. But I don't want people to look at me a certain way, or I know it's, necessarily what people say I should do for my baby, but making that decision for herself to be like, I don't want to do this for me.
Yeah.
I want to do something different because it's going to help Jessica.
Yeah.
It's going to help Jessica. That I was like, there you go, sister.
Yeah. And it added value to me as a mother, me as a wife, and me as myself, And like I said, don't come over here. We want all the smoke. You're gonna get it back, okay? But it was hard, because I just remember those very tired nights, and I was just remember. But if I tell someone I stop, they'll look at me crazy.
How dare you?
Like, wow,
that's for your baby. Why would you do that?
And I just this go around. I was like, you know what? I want to be an awesome mama. I want to be an amazing wife. I want to be a hard worker. But there's just a lot of things that I've realized in myself that I do unnecessarily. That was making things a lot harder for me. I was setting expectations that I did not have to meet. Like even cleaning up at night, that's one of my things. I want to clean up at night, everything, but it's not necessary. Like, why am I going to spend another hour when I could be in the bed? You know what I'm saying? Like, little things like that. I just started reflecting on myself and realizing that, hey, you know what? There are just some tasks that I don't have to overwhelm myself with. And there's just certain moments and certain people that I don't have to overwhelm myself with. And after I started making a lot of those decisions, I started being so much happier, so much cooler, and just loving me.
Yes. Okay? And I think it's even more difficult for us now because we are in the age of social media where there's like everywhere you look, there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's Twitter. There's always something telling you what you should do.
Yep.
There's the perfect mom who makes the lunches for her kids, and she has dinner ready when her husband gets home, and she works a full-time job. And we watch you watch them clean their house, and we watch them do all this stuff. And so, mentally in our mind, we're setting these, even sometimes unknowingly, we're setting these expectations for ourselves. And like you said, they're unrealistic.
Yeah.
And realizing that there is no blueprint to anything. Kids don't come with an instruction manual. Marriages don't come with an instruction manual. Shoot, sisters don't come with an instruction manual. Like, you figure out what works for you. What works for our relationship might not work for two other sisters out there. And so once you figure out, this is the thing that works for me as a mom. This makes me the most productive, best version of me. And I think I know that was an issue for me for a long time, is that I wasn't focusing on what made me happy. I was focusing on what made every single body else happy. If I keep my partner happy, I'll be happy. If I keep my kids happy, mess with the
baby
happy. Or the baby happy. Oh, we gotta keep the baby happy. But I'm like, if I keep my partner happy, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
If I keep my kids happy, I'll be happy, right? As long as everybody's good, I'm good. And a lot of moms have that mentality where if everybody else is good, I'm good.
Yeah.
But if you taking care of everybody else, who's taking care of you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's taking care of you?
As much as I'm not a big fan of Jada Pinkett, I remember her saying that her and Will Smith had to get a moment in their life where they realized that their happiness was not dependent on their mate. Like, I can't depend on my husband to make me happy. I can't depend on my children to make me proud. I have to be happy and proud within myself. And that starts with yourself. And once you have that good feeling, I realized with myself, like, when I'm in a good mood, when I'm in a good mood, guess what? I'm a happy wife. I'm singing, I'm dancing, I'm feeling good. My kids might be able to get something, a piece of candy at the gas station or something, you know what I mean? You know what? We can have snack night for dinner. Like, I'm just in a better mood. I'm a better person to be around, which makes the situation in life and the people around you a lot better. So she was saying, be happy. You gotta be your own happy. Once you find your own happiness, which is your own flow, your own organization, you'll be at peace, and you can be a pretty productive mom, a pretty loving spouse, of extremely hard worker. But you can't dip into yourself. Give outside of yourself. Don't take away from yourself.
Right, give that overflow. I know for a lot of moms, it's like you get criticized when you say I need a break. And it's like, the type of person that I am, the type of person that we are, we're not going to ask for a break until we are at like the very last little thin piece of nothing else to give. Then we're going to be like, I need a break.
I'm going to take my break.
Right. So it's like, so I tell you I need a break, believe me, give it to me.
Yep.
Give it to me. When I say I need a break, it's because I need a break. It's not so I could go party. You know what? Let's say you needed a break so you go party.
Yeah.
You was gonna do that?
Yeah.
Just because you are a mom doesn't mean that that's your only job. That's your only role. That's the only thing you ever do is mom mode. If I need a break so I can go dance and sweat my edges out, I should be allowed to do that.
Absolutely.
I should be allowed to do that.
Absolutely.
This is a good episode.
Yeah. It's a good reset. I feel refreshed and reset. It's making me, I go back to work, and I got 2 weeks left for maternity leave. I've been enjoying the heck out of it because I've been able to be a full-time mom, a full-time wife, and really enjoy myself first. That's probably the happiest moments, the happiest weeks I've had all year.
I like that.
So.
How do you feel about going back to work?
You know what? I'm a little nervous because I don't know. In my mind, I don't have a job. So I'm a stay-at-home mom. and I don't know how I'm gonna adjust my brain to actually going back to work. So my boss got to deal with what they get these first couple of months. I'm gonna say, give me 60 days, give me 60 to 90 days.
The probationary period.
Right, redo the probationary period, please. But I know that when I decide I'm going back to work, it's the same boundaries I set for myself when it came to like breastfeeding and nighttime and prioritizing household things. I'm like Red. My office hours are from 9 to 5. Okay,
9 to 5.
You want me to carry something on after that? You give it 24-hour deadline. Okay,
Right.
But I'm gonna be a perfect example of work-home-life balance.
Work-home-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. Even if you don't work and you just stay at home mom, you need to have me and y'all balance.
Yes, absolutely.
Me and y'all balance.
Absolutely.
I need to have to give the same amount I give to y'all to me.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that right, Hero?
Yeah.
He's a right baby hero. He's such a cutie.
Yo, hello, baby bear.
So, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank my special guest for coming. My special guest.
You're hungry? You're hungry?
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Offbeat Black Girl Podcast. My special guest, my sissy.
You're welcome, guys.
And my nephew, he's such a cutie. He's like a little over 1 month now.
Yeah.
Look at you already on television.
Ooh.
Okay.
Starting off strong. See? Set boundaries already.
Yes. So remember, there's nothing wrong with being selfish and taking time out for you, especially for your mental and your physical health. Mm-hmm. And of course, if you need to get in contact with me, you can reach me at offbeatblackgirl@gmail.com. And of course, you can tune in for all our full episodes on our YouTube channel with our handle Offbeat Black Girl Podcast and our Instagram and TikTok under Offbeat Black Girl Podcast as well. So thank you guys for listening in, and I'll see you next week, Friday at noon. Bye.